Hey there, this is LaQuita with QuitaBugHandmades.com, and thank you so much for joining me today for another Stampin' Up! Tutorial. I am excited about today's project because it features the Lift Me Up bundle, which I have been using like crazy lately. I love this bundle. When you bundle and get the framelits and the coordinating stamp set in my online Stampin' Up! Store, you actually save 10%, so it's a very good deal. So if you don't have this set yet, I would definitely consider adding this one to your collection. Love it. Also, be sure to stay tuned to the end of today's video because I'm going to announce a very special giveaway, so stay tuned to the end. So for today's project, I'm going to share with you how to create this in color set of note cards. I love how these note cards turned out, and they feature the retiring 2015-2017 in colors. So if you love these in colors, I would highly recommend going ahead and purchasing your favorites, or all of them if you love all of the colors. I would highly recommend purchasing them because they will be retiring, and once the retirement list comes out, they're going to go pretty quickly. So if you want the re-inkers, the stamp pads, the cardstock, the designer series paper, all of that, I would go ahead and start grabbing those things now while they are readily available. So here are the note cards. I love them. So we've got Watermelon Wonder, Mint Macaron, Delightful Dijon, which is my favorite, and Cucumber Crush, and then I used the Tip Top Taupe for the card bases for these note cards. So today we're actually going to make an entire set of note cards on the video, so hopefully this won't take too long, but I think you're going to really enjoy creating these note cards. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so to get started, I'm going to go over all of the different pieces that you're going to need. So we're using the in color envelope paper for the note cards. So you're going to need the Delightful Dijon, Cucumber Crush, Watermelon Wonder, and the Mint Macaron. And these pieces are cut at 2 inches by 5 inches. So you'll need all 4 of those. Then you're going to need 4 pieces of Whisper White. These are cut at 1 inch by 3.5 inches. Then you're going to need 4 pieces of Tip Top Taupe cut at 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches. Then you're going to need 4 Tip Top Taupe card bases, and these are each cut at 8.5 inches by 5.5 inches, and I have scored them at 4 1/4 inches. You will also need 4 of our medium Whisper White envelopes. And you'll also need a strip of Whisper White cardstock to stamp all of our hot air balloons, and then you'll also need a strip of Tip Top Taupe cardstock so that we can cut out our oval shape. I would also recommend having your Stampin' Scrub ready to go because we are going to need to clean our stamps quite a bit in between stamping. All right, so I've got my triple banner punch here. I'm going to go ahead and flag the ends of all of my Whisper White strips so that we can stamp on these. And I want to flag them first. It'll make it easier for me to know where to stamp. All right, so I've got all of my pieces here so that I can start stamping. I've got my envelopes here, I've got my strip of Whisper White, and then I've got my sentiment strips here. So we're going to go ahead and start with Mint Macaron. And I'm going to stamp one of the hot air balloons, the large hot air balloon, on my strip of Whisper White. Okay. And then I'm going to set that to the side, bring in an envelope. I'm going to go ahead and stamp that down here in the bottom left. Okay, set that to the side. And then I'm going to bring in my sentiment strip, and I'm going to stamp Sending Smiles across the miles. And I'm going to stamp it sort of off to the right about there. Okay, there we go. So I'm finished with Mint Macaron, so I'm going to go ahead and clean my stamps. I've got my Stampin' Scrub off to the side here. Okay, so now I'm bringing in my Cucumber Crush, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp my hot air balloon 2 times. And then on my envelope, okay, and now my sentiment. You could change up the sentiment and stamp a different sentiment for each one, each note card if you wanted to, but I thought this sentiment was perfect for all of them because then you could stamp the inside with any of these and it works with the Sending Smiles across the miles just about. Okay, so now we're finished with Cucumber Crush. Now I'm bringing in Watermelon Wonder. I'm gonna go ahead and stamp my hot air balloon here. Now on my envelope, okay, and now the sentiment. Okay, and we're finished with Watermelon Wonder. And now we're gonna go on to our last color, which is Delightful Dijon, my favorite. Stamp our hot air balloon. Okay, now our envelope. Isn't this so much fun, you guys? I love making multiple cards at one time. So fun. Now the sentiment. There we go. Finished with Delightful Dijon. All right, so I've got my Big Shot here. We're gonna go ahead and do some die cutting. I've got my magnetic platform down. I'm gonna put down a cutting plate here, and then I've got some tip-top taupe cardstock, and I've got one of my oval framelits. I'm just gonna place this framelit down, and I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting out my ovals. You will need 4 of these ovals. Okay, so I've got 1. Now I've got to do this 3 more times. All right, so I've got all 4 of my ovals cut out. So now we can start cutting out our hot air balloons. So I'm going to go ahead, I've got my magnetic platform still, 1 cutting plate there, and then I'm gonna put my stamped images, and I'm gonna take out the large hot air balloon. And let's go ahead and put that on top here. That looks good. Put a cutting plate on top and we will cut that out. Okay, there's 1. 3 more to go. All right, so we've got all of our die cutting out of the way. So I'm gonna bring in these tip-top taupe ovals, and we're gonna do a little bit of stamping on them. We're gonna stamp this cloud image right here on all of our ovals using tip-top taupe ink. So this is gonna give a nice tone-on-tone look. I'm also gonna bring in some scratch paper because we're gonna sort of stamp off of the edge here. Alrighty. So I'm gonna ink this up, and I'm just gonna stamp 1 cloud here towards the top and 1 here towards the bottom. I'm going to do that on all of my ovals. Okay. I just love repetitive stamping. Might sound kind of strange, but it's relaxing. I really love it. And it's fun. Okay, so there we go. Now that's all of the stamping for all of the cards now. All right, so now I'm gonna bring in my paper piercer, and I'm going to add, let me see, I'm gonna take out some of my silver metallic enamel shapes, and I'm gonna add these small enamel dots to the top of the little, I don't know, the little strand of dots on the hot air balloons. Just gonna add those on. All right, so I've got all of my metallic enamel shapes added on. So I'm going to flip over my hot air balloons, and I'm going to go ahead and add dimensionals to the back of these. Let's see, I think I'm going to do 3 on each. All right, so I've got the dimensionals added onto the back of all of my hot air balloons. And I'm going to go ahead and add them on top of my ovals here, just like that. So you won't see all of the clouds, but you'll have that little bit in the background. So I'm going to go ahead and add these on. So I'm going to add them on right about there, I think. Okay, that looks good. That way you can see this cloud down in the left and you can see a little bit of the one on the right. Isn't that so cute? I love these cards. All right, so I've got those hot air balloons added on. Now I'm going to flip over my ovals and I'm going to add dimensionals onto the back of these as well. And I think 4 should be enough on these. You could do less if you'd like. All right, so I've got all my dimensionals added to the back of my ovals. So I'm just going to set those to the side, and I'm going to bring in these pieces, and I'm going to go ahead and adhere all of my pattern paper pieces onto my tip-top taupe layer, and I'm just using Fast Fuse. Use whatever adhesive suits you best. Don't you just love these colors, you guys? It's going to be hard to say goodbye to these in colors, right? I know something great is in store for us, but it's just going to be so hard to say goodbye to these. I love these colors. All right, so we've got that layer assembled. So now we can bring in our card bases, and we can go ahead and start adding these layers right on top, and we're just going to add them flat to the front. Again, I'm going to use Fast Fuse to do that. All right, so we've got all of those layers added on. So now I'm just going to come in with my bone folder and crease all of these cards up. Okay. All right, so we've got those all nice and folded over and creased. So now for my sentiments, I'm going to take my bone folder and just kind of drag it across the front. I want to add a little bit of lift to get this to sort of curl. Can you see that? So let me show you one of the ones I already made. You can see how it kind of lifts here on the side of the card. So I wanted to add a little bit of dimension there to the sentiment. So that's how I created that look. So I'm just going to go through and curl, and I'm just being gentle, just gently curl each one of these. Just kind of drag my bone folder. Okay, so those are all nice and curled. So now I'm just going to take my Fast Fuse and add each of the sentiments on. So I think I want it right about there. Okay, so I'm not adding adhesive all the way across the strip. I'm just going up to where that curl, right to where that curl begins, and that's where I'm stopping. Okay, we'll add this on right about there, okay? All right, so I've got the sentiment added to each of the cards. So now we're gonna go ahead and do the last step, which is to add all of our hot air balloon layers on. So let's see, I need Cucumber Crush. So take my backings off. So when I have a lot of cards to make, this is the process that I follow. It's sort of assembly line style. I do the same step on all of the cards at the same time. So it's just the most efficient and quick way to mass produce a lot of handmade cards. So just step by step. Okay, so I've got the hot air balloon added to each one of the cards, and there's our finished set of note cards. And then of course we've got the matching envelopes, so let's just get them with their matching envelope. All right, so there we go. There's our finished set of note cards and envelopes using the 2015-2017 retiring in colors. What a beautiful way to say goodbye to these colors, you guys. Love these colors, and I love these note cards, and I love the Lift Me Up bundle. I love it all. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial, and remember, you can purchase any of the supplies that you saw me use today by heading on over to today's coordinating blog post. I have linked it just below the video in the description notes. You can also find all of the measurements over there. So as promised, let's talk about that giveaway. All right, so thank you guys so much for hanging in there till the end. As promised, I do have a fantastic giveaway to announce. So one very lucky person is going to win the set of note cards that we created in today's video. Yay! How cool is that, right? You're gonna love these note cards. And since I've been so excited about that Lift Me Up stamp set, I figured I'd throw in a brand new Lift Me Up stamp set with it as well. How cool, right? Okay, so what do you have to do to enter to win the note cards and this stamp set together? All you have to do is leave a comment over on today's coordinating blog post. I'm gonna put it right here on the screen, and it's gonna also be linked just below this video in the description notes. So head on over to today's coordinating blog post, leave me a comment over there. Share with me, how are you going to use this stamp set? What fun idea do you have for this stamp set? And don't forget to also leave a way for me to contact you in case you're the lucky winner. So I'm going to use random.org to choose the winner. You have from today until Friday, March the 31st to enter this giveaway. And then I'm going to choose and announce the winner on Saturday, April the 1st. And I'll post that lucky winner over on my blog as well as my Facebook page, and I'm going to send it out in an email. So again, head on over to today's coordinating blog post, leave your comment over there to enter to win, and good luck. Thanks for joining me today, you guys. I'll speak to you very soon. Bye.